your daily energy reading. I apologize, it's a little bit late. Had a pretty eventful but crazy morning. Yeah, I've grabbed the Tarot of Sexual Magic today. So if you're offended by sexual images, you might want to turn off right now. But if you're not, then stay tuned. So as I say every day, this is a completely general reading, not for any particular astrological sign, just for whoever's been guided to switch on today and to be here. Welcome. Yeah, I just allow whichever messages want to come through. Sometimes it's directly from the cards, but other times I just trust whatever is gifted to me. Right, we have the King of Wands. So this is fire energy. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. Yeah, so generally the King of Wands is about inspired leadership, mastering what it means to be this creative being having this physical experience. So you may have someone around you that's very inspiring as a leader, you know, has really mastered their passions. And yeah, is not really too concerned about what anyone thinks of them. It doesn't have to be male, it's just an energy. So it's all really about someone that you can look up to, and but they don't, you know, they don't they don't look to be a teacher, but the way they live with integrity and fiery, they've mastered their fire. They've really tapped into their solar plexus energy, and used that intuitive guidance and also their creative center, and really have the ability to master what it means to be a creative spiritual being having this physical experience. They create themselves as well, and that's why, you know, they're great, make great leaders. Yeah, in this one, let's just see what it says in here, because I like the little Tarot of Sexual Magic has completely different meanings for all their cards, and yeah, I love them actually. Let me see. We have, they're looking intimate, like it's not really, usually, yeah, the Knight of Wands is very lustful, but King seems to be able to control himself a little bit more by the looks of it. It's called Embracing Closely. The magic of the bracelet with 9 knots. Commitment is important. The conquest derives from quiet willpower and mutual determination to offer yourselves to each other. Wow. So yeah, the knight rushes in full of lust and desire, but by the time you get to the king, you understand that deep intimacy involves commitment to each other. Yeah, not those superficial dipping your toe into a relationship and coming in and out like the charming rogue that the Knight of Fire is. Wow, we have the Queen of Chalices. So the Queen of Chalices, it's just coming through straight away. It doesn't necessarily need to mean this, but it can mean that you're not sure there's 2 people that are in your life and you're not sure which one to choose. So it can mean like a third party situation, but I don't really want to get into that. But it can, I mean, if that resonates with you, then, and you maybe not really like freedom, you like the freedom to choose and to just have really superficial relationships, because it's easier, because then you don't really need to be vulnerable and really tap really deeply into your deep truth of who you are, because you can just move on quickly again and find someone else, you know, whatever floats your boat. whatever works for you, but deep, true, soul-based intimacy around needs that deep embrace and that deep commitment to yourself first, so then you can deeply commit to someone else. But you've had to forge that relationship with yourself. You have to know yourself truly to be able to get into those relationships. And if you don't really want to dive into that, if you more just want the freedom to float through relationships and just skim on the surface, then yeah, you might be engaging in this sort of energy, just keeping your options open. If it gets too serious, then taking off and finding someone else, and then, you know, getting involved with them, but not getting too deep, then going on to the next one. You know, there's billions of people on the planet. If that's the way you want to live your life, then so be it. But then other people don't want to settle for that. They're not interested in that. You know, they would rather have a more of an authentic way of relating. But, you know, this is very passionate energy. And the Three of Cups also means joy, celebration. So you're really open to each other. Like, she's fully open to connecting with him very, you know, very deeply. Like, she's completely vulnerable and open there. So it's about passion. The magic of the egg. Okay, the egg is a promise of life. True. It indicates improvement, success in love, and relief from heartbreak. Okay, well, that's kind of, yeah, okay. So this is what the Three of Chalices means in the Tarot of Sexual Magic. I've never read that one before, but that's not the messages I got. So, you know, really, within having this deeper, more intimate connection, you're able to open up to each other more and be really, really deeply intimate, not only sexually, but emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, like really sharing all of yourself with someone else. And then you're able to be more passionate with each other, because, you know, true intimacy isn't just about sex. You know, there's being emotionally intimate, to me, is, you know, is way more vulnerable. Yeah, because there's a sense of really wanting to be, it's come up darkness, but really want to show who you are fully sexually. Like, not to open yourself up, to really be authentic, to really show yourself truly to someone else, to show every aspect of yourself. And you can only really do that when you are willing to take it a little bit further with someone. So then you can explore your fantasies together. You can really totally be true to yourself and allow the other person to see you on a very deep level, not only emotionally, spiritually, but sexually, you know, to be able to say, well, yeah, I really like that, and express your fantasies openly, and not really care. Yeah, exactly. You could have found someone that, Peter, thank you for being here. Hey, yeah, exactly. If that resonates with you, yeah, maybe you have a partner, and then that could be this energy, like I was saying before, that there's maybe two people involved. Maybe you've been with someone, and then someone's come into your life that say, wow, who are you? And wow, I've never felt this kind of connection before. But, you know, justice just flew out. So if that is the scenario, you know, that you've deepened a connection with someone that's maybe been a friend, Peter. I mean, I'm not really too sure about your personal circumstances, but maybe, yeah, there's a deepening of that connection. But justice is here. You know, this is the scales. What you give out, you get back. So if you are, you know, engaging in a relationship with two people, like, knowing that you are deceiving both of them at the moment because you're being emotionally or sexually intimate with either one of them, you know, like, you know in your heart that you are not being honest to either of them if you're not letting them know what's going on. Just know that scales always try and find a way of balancing, and that justice is here. So if you feel like you've been treated unfairly, maybe this is happening to you, maybe you're one of the people that this other someone that you're connected with is engaging with, you know, it'll always balance itself out, and there's no need to force anything. I mean, if someone's meant to be with you, then they will be. Neediness, control, all of that stuff just pushes people away. It's not attractive. It's totally not attractive. And if someone wants to commit with you, they will. Otherwise, they'll move on to something else, you know. And there's billions of people on the planet. Yeah, we talk about these twin flame relationships, and yeah, I felt into it, but you know, there's soulmates out there. There's billions of people on the planet. You know, if we're totally fixated on one particular person, it can just keep you stuck, especially if that person is engaging with more than one person, you know. But karma's always going to come back, and yeah, it's always fair, you know. The scales will always find that balance and that harmony. So there's always going to be someone out there that gets you, but you've got to get yourself first. You're not going to attract anyone into your life that really understands you until you've really met yourself and understood yourself on a very deep level. You cannot be open sexually, emotionally, spiritually with someone else until you've done that for yourself. So until you've really gone deep within yourself and understand your own fantasies, I mean, understand your sexuality, understand who you truly are, then there's no way you're ready for this sort of deep commitment. You may as well just keep, you know, superficially dipping your toe into these, like, you know, lustful, non-committed sort of connections, you know, and just keep moving on. I mean, whatever works for you. You know, we have free will to choose. The Six of Pentacles is here. The Six of Pentacles is, yeah, again, it's the giving and receiving card. It's yeah, give and take. The philanthropy sort of generosity card in the standard deck. I will read what it means in the Tarot of Sexual Magic, though. She's looking, yeah, she's eating apples, and he looks like he's desperate for her. But it's, you know, they're fully clothed. I mean, she's not fully clothed, she's got her boobs out, but you know, they're not engaging in anything sexually. Let's just see the Six of Pentacles. Boredom. The magic of the cut apple. There are loves of the past and loves of the future. There is only one love today, and it must not be neglected. Yeah, presence. Who's in your life now? I mean, if you're constantly looking toward the future and not really being present with what you have in your life now, you're missing out on a magical opportunity, yeah? All we have is now. But this love, this boredom might be because you haven't really met yourself. The deepest love we can forge is with ourselves. And we can't, you know, expect to have deep, intimate, soul-based love until we've met ourselves. So, I mean, we're the only one that's going to pick ourselves up off the floor if we're, you know, if we're at our darkest of days. We're the only one that's going to pick ourselves up off the floor. We're the only one we can truly rely on. We have then, wow, there's a lot of, we've got the King of Wands and the Knave of Wands. So the Knave is, yeah, it's very sexual, passionate energy. It's kind of, in the standard deck, it's kind of like, you know, the rod is kind of a bit sexual. So this is really just following your lust and your fire and your passion without any concern for anything else but being in that moment of passion. Nothing else matters but that present moment of seeing that person and feeling very lustful towards them. It's the very, you know, base chakras, primal, animalistic, sort of in out, completely superficial, completely just sex, you know. And if that's what you're into, if that's, you know, men and women have completely different perceptions of what sex is. I mean, when I was younger, you know, it was meaningless to me as well. But, you know, wherever you are in your life and whatever you want from intimacy and connection with others is up to you. So the Knave is abandoned. Abandon Wow, completely different to what I said. Okay, the magic of the olive branches. The eccentricities of character do not necessarily lead to unreliability. You must look beyond appearances to see the essence of the feelings. So completely different to what I said. So yeah, someone might present some way, but be deeply different at their essence. We're all totally unique, and we might have an expression that we want to give out to the world, but no one really knows you until you're really ready to open up emotionally to someone. Maybe that's not something that you've had the ability to trust enough to be able to do that, to be able to really, well, like I said before, you've really got to know who you are and really know your own emotions and your own deep sense of self. And when you do that, you've got to be able to trust to be able to express that to someone else. And if someone else, you can feel like you're using your feeling, your sixth sense with someone, you might feel that they're not the right person for you to express that deeper aspect of yourself. So you might just want to skim the surface with it and just like have a quick fleeting connection in and out. See ya, thank you. No hard feelings, just a bit of fun and in the moment fun, which is the three of chalices. It's celebration, joy, going out celebrating with friends, and just being in the moment of celebration and joy and fun. So that would pertain to just, having those sort of connections that are flirty, fun. Yeah, kind of just, fleeting and fun. But, there's another side of you that would really love to be able to open up emotionally and have those soul deep connections. But, maybe in the past that hasn't worked out and the other person hasn't wanted to. And so now you're just sort of like, oh, well, maybe it's just best if I just, listen to my primal instincts and just connect on a more superficial level to have my needs met in that way. So wherever you're at, I mean, for me personally, I'm in a point in my life where I'm just not settling for anything other than what I truly feel like I deserve on every level. But, who's to say that some days, someday in some particular moments, it might change. And I might just go, oh, well, let's just go with having a really fleeting, quick sexual connection with someone. Because men can, I'm not going to generalize here, but I mean, there's been enough information put out there to say that men and women see sex so differently. And I truly understand that. If you can disengage and just see it as meeting a need, and that some other conscious being has come, a physical being has come to you to meet that physical need, and you're both, consenting adults, and it's just, in the moment fun, and then it's like, see ya, have a great life kind of energy, then, whatever, there's both of those energies here, and we as free will human beings get to choose, so long as we're not hurting anyone. Because if we're deceiving someone else, if we're engaging in third party stuff and deception, it'll all come around and you'll get your karma, baby. So whatever. Breakthrough today. So maybe you have been a person that's just been dipping your toe into relationships, and there's been a breakthrough now that maybe you want to dive a little bit deeper because you've met yourself on a deeper level. So breakthrough. Feel confident that things are falling into place. Just as a seedling breaking through the surface of the earth, you too are going to experience an emergence. The efforts of your hard work will become evident, and you will begin to see the difference all that labor and time you have invested has made. Count your blessings. You are gifted with a creative touch and the ability to generate new and wonderful things. Take it a moment to feel proud of yourself and all that you've accomplished. So yeah, maybe there's a relationship that you've really put a lot of energy into, a lot of your passion, a lot of your open-hearted vulnerability. You've really, really put yourself out there. And there might be a breakthrough with this because you haven't been forcing it. There's been no neediness, but you have, invested a lot of yourself, your energy into it. And maybe today you might see some shift, because this is a shift. This is a shift to going from, just quick in and out relationships to a more deepening and more intimacy, where you're able to express your sexual fantasies and really just go deeper on every level today. That energy, it's fluid, time's fluid. It can happen today, tomorrow, next week. And I just want to say that I'm finally going to do all of the love readings. I was just looking back at mid-December, and the amount of views I have for love readings compared to my daily readings or my general readings is astounding. So it's obviously what most people are looking for. So I did Taurus, but the connection was really bad that day, so it was all blurry. But I'm going to start on them right now. Yes, the most difficult relationship, Peter, is the one with yourself, but that is most important. And that's the practice. That's how we reach self-mastery, isn't it? Because we practice moment to moment a deep love and reverence and honor for ourselves. Because our society doesn't teach us that. They think that's ego and arrogance, but it's not. It's really not. And coming from a background of deep insecurity, self-doubt, and I can really deeply understand that when you get to a place of completely honoring yourself, then it's really beautiful, because you have strong boundaries. Doesn't matter what other people think of you. You're a high value. You value yourself so much that you're not going to let toxic people into your world, and you're not going to put up with deception and lies and all that sort of stuff. And because you've stopped doing that to yourself, you stopped lying to yourself, you stopped deceiving yourself, and you're open and authentic with yourself. So then you attract that from everyone else around you, because we are the creators of our own reality. We forget that. Yeah, and whoever you are on a deep, intimate level is what you're going to attract from someone else, because you're radiating that outwards. You're radiating your essence out, and if it's clear and you know who you are, you're going to attract someone that's very similar. And if they're not, there's always lessons to learn. It's beautiful, and there's even so much beauty and hurt and heartbreak. Yes, it might not feel like it at the time when you can't breathe because your heart is so deeply broken, but if you can open and soften every time your heart gets broken, you're just mastering yourself more and more, because you just keep practicing love regardless of what happens to you. At the deepest of our core, we are love. So we've first got to love ourselves. I just got all tingly. Thanks, Peter. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. It's lovely to have someone to chat to. Have an amazing weekend. I'm going to start right away on those love readings. I'm going to pull a card to see who I start with first. And yes, I may as well mention it here as well. I am going to be putting out there that if you subscribe to my channel, you go into the amount of activity you put into this channel. So if you like and comment, the more chances you get, and subscribe, the more chances you get to go into the draw to win a personal reading with me. You can choose whatever you focus on. It can be love, it can be career, it can be whatever. It's going to be probably a 15-minute private video on YouTube. Yeah, and then later on I'm going to do another giveaway where it's going to be energy clearing and reading, and it's going to be one-on-one live with me. And that's valued at $100. Are you blurry today again? Oh, bummer. Okay. I know. We live in the bush, so I mean, I've got to be thankful to have internet anyway. Bummer that it's blurry. But at least you can hear me. Yay. So yeah, I'm going to put all those details up. So yeah, as much energy you can put into my uploads by subscribing, liking, or commenting, the more chances you have to win. Firstly, a 15-minute personal reading, and then later on I'm going to do another one with a full energy clearing and personal reading live with me on Skype, WhatsApp, or Messenger, whatever works for you. Anyway, big love, deep blessings. Have an amazing Saturday. See you tomorrow. Bye.